What's up, folks? This is Addy Ads. This is the Epstein Files. I'm broadcasting live from Washington, D.C. And Bobby Sternheim, lawyer for Ghislaine Maxwell, wrote in a letter, Dear Judge Nathan, today, counsel for Ghislaine Maxwell filed her motion for a new trial and accompanying exhibits under seal. For the reasons set forth in the motion, we request that all submissions pertaining to juror number 50, Scotty David, remain under seal until the court rules on the motion. Respectfully submitted, Bobby C. Sternheim. To the Honorable Allison Judge Nathan, United States District Judge, United States Courthouse 40, Foley Square, New York, New York, 10,007. And this is a memo as to Ghislaine Maxwell, addressed to Judge Nathan from the prosecution. Allison Moe, Maureen Comey, Laura Pomerantz, and Andrew Rohrback, saying, Dear Judge Nathan, the government submits this letter to respectfully request that the court exclude time under the Speedy Trial Act with respect to counts 7 and 8 from today's date until April the 1st, 2022, this year. The exclusion of time will further the interests of justice by permitting the parties to research and brief post-trial motions. See 18 U.S.C. 3161H7A. The government has conferred with defense counsel who consent to this request. Respectfully submitted, Damian Williams, head U.S. attorney for the SDNY. Signed, Maureen Comey, Allison Moe, Laura Pomerantz, Andrew Rohrback, Assistant United States Attorneys, Southern District of New York. The secrecy continues in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, with people being lawyers, such as Maureen Comey and Bobby Sternheim, wanting to keep this and all proceedings, it seems, as closed as possible. But let's get to Dershowitz. After Maxwell's guilty verdict, Dershowitz is now requesting for an admission of sorts, with a reiteration of a sex kitten footnote. This is from Matthew Russell Lee. After the death of Jeff Epstein and the MCC president, Virginia Giuffre, Annie Farmer, and others pushed forward with civil litigation for sex trafficking against Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein's estate. On January the 4th, civil defendant and cross-plaintiff Alan Dershowitz sought a pre-motion conference on his request for more than 10 depositions, including of Caroline Andriano, who testified in the Maxwell trial, and Epstein's house manager and chauffeur, Juan Alessi. Dershowitz annexed the sworn statement Alessi gave in the 2015 case of Brad Edwards versus Dershowitz. On the 11th of January of this year, Giuffre's lawyer opposed the expanding number of depositions, saying that Alan Dershowitz has already deposed the Wexner's personal attorney, John Zeiger, and Leslie Wexner himself, and one redacted person. Redacted. Why are they redacted? On the 20th of January, 2 days ago, Cooper and Kirk, for plaintiff Virginia Giuffre, wrote to Judge Loretta Preska to say defendant Dershowitz's requests for admissions are improper. Quote, the defendant speculates that plaintiff should be able to identify Carolyn from the details Carolyn provided in her testimony, but this assumes the accuracy of Carolyn's testimony. Caroline Andriano's interview supports Virginia Giuffre's case against Prince Andrew, with Dershowitz citing it for another purpose. On the 21st, yesterday, Dershowitz's lawyers wrote in again, saying Giuffre cannot put her reputation as a victim expressly at issue in this litigation, and then accused Professor Dershowitz of victim shaming for testing these allegations. Then Dershowitz dropped a citation calling Giuffre a, quote, money-hungry sex kitten in Giuffre versus Dershowitz 19 CB 3377. And going back in time here, on the 23rd of July, 2020, SDNY Judge Loretta Preska read out a ruling unsealing many documents while Maxwell's lawyer asked for a stay to appeal, citing Maxwell's imprisonment in July 2021 trial. 16th November 2021, Judge Loretta Preska holds another proceeding in Giuffre v. Dershowitz during the jury selection voir dire in U.S. v. Ghislaine Maxwell. Now in Giuffre v. Dershowitz civil case, lawyers cited Epstein right out of the gate, replying to Dershowitz's lawyer. Ms. Giuffre at that time never mentioned any sex with Mr. Dershowitz. We intend to seek the deposition of Mrs. Wexner's wife. Judge Preska said, it sounded to me that Dershowitz wanted to take some of these depositions to show that the deponent never saw Miss Giuffre with him. Is that correct? With Dershowitz's lawyer responding, some of these are people she would have told if it were two. Judge Preska saying, what about the household folks and the pilot? Wexner's lawyer said Mr. Dershowitz is trying to use my client as a prop for a made-for-TV moment. Next, the argument was made that Dershowitz's theory is that Giuffre accused him in order to extort Leslie Wexner. The push for sealing and decisions to deny continue. Maxwell arguing that unsealing of documents leads to increased online coverage. Yeah. Loretta Preska says it's not the job of the court to police press coverage. Alan Dershowitz's name should be unsealed as his request. Redact the names of the non-party does, 397. Unseal at 135. 398 paragraph 7 shall remain sealed as it references a non-party doe. The document will remain sealed because it marshals evidence in a way that could be prejudicial to Ms. Maxwell's rights at trial. So more developments there. Interestingly enough, Ghislaine Maxwell is learning Russian in prison to, quote, maintain her sanity. She's fluent in 3 languages, but is allowed in her laptop a few hours daily to practice Russian. The disgraced socialite claiming it's because she wants to maintain her sanity. Again, she's at New York's Brooklyn MDC Metropolitan Detention Center on suicide watch, being allowed only paper clothing and no allowance of books. Can't even have a pen and paper. She's also checked on every 15 minutes, day and night, is Ghislaine Maxwell. Quote, they shine a flashlight into her cell at night, what makes it impossible to sleep. Wow, so Russian. Why does she want to learn Russian? Russiagate. That's why. No, I'm just teasing, folks. Stay frosty. Those are your updates for the Epstein files. Again, I'm in DC. Please follow my coverage tomorrow. P. Dizzy says Dershowitz. And we'll see everybody next time.